Christianity makes sense. A virgin had God's baby, who then grew up to be murdered by the Romans, so you and I could be forgiven for Eve eating that apple she got from the talking snake. 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead to tell everyone he was coming back someday to fight the devil. Then he flew up to his mansion in heaven where he sits in judgment of the gays. How can you not believe that?
Give it up for Cleveland Brown, y'all. Cleveland Brown just simplified Christianity to its bare bones. And when you take out all the other bullshit that Christians will try to tell you and say to you, and just break it down into its simplest forms, then you truly understand what this religion is all about, which is why we deconstructed from it. I mean, in order for you to believe in Christianity, you have to believe that a snake can talk. You have to believe that some demon imbued himself in this snake and talked. The woman was cool with it, didn't freak her out, maybe because other animals talk too. But she, who didn't know the difference between good and evil, ate from the tree. And all sin in the world came from that. And everybody in the world came from those two. You then have to believe that your God, who is supposed to be all powerful, cannot change the will of man, which would make him which now makes him not all powerful, because people are going to say that, oh, you send yourself to hell because you didn't believe. So your God is not all powerful. The only way that he can convince man or create a leeway for man is to forcibly impregnate a young girl and then commit a human sacrifice. Something that he has said in the Old Testament is an abomination. But commit a human sacrifice in order for you to be forgiven. A sacrifice of himself in human form, so that the very few who believe in him can then enter heaven. And the others will go into this lake of fire and never have an opportunity. Somebody grew up Islamic, indoctrinated Brahmin, knew that for their whole life, never heard of Christianity, have the same testimonies, have the same type of historical documentation. But then it is proven by getting your ass thrown in the lake of fire that, oh shit, I was wrong. Maybe that Christianity is right. No second chances for you. That is not all loving. Even some of the worst humans on the planet have enough love to give people a second chance. But this God does not. And if this God is not all loving, well, the God doesn't have to be all loving. But if this God is not all knowing, all powerful, then this God cannot be God, but it's just a manifestation of man, creation of man. That's it. Simple as that. But when you look at this story for basically what it is, you realize that this is not, if there is a true God, the true God, but just something that was created by this little tiny group of people in the Levant. And because the Romans got their hands on it, it became a dominant religion. If the Romans had gotten their hands on Zoroastrianism instead of Christianity, you guys would all be worshiping Ahura Mazda, and Zoroaster would be your Jesus. It's really that simple. Because when you break things down to the simplest terms, that's when you come to a good understanding of things. So as the shirt says, we're doing my Dan McClellan, and the fit for the day has been, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration. Subscribe to the channel.